Now, I like anime that are a slow burn. I like the feeling of them edging me with each passing episode and then exploding in the finale. But it's come to my attention that you trash heads are basically the polar opposite of that fact. You like shows that don't waste a single minute and jump right into the action, so this video's for you. Eat it up. So without further delay, let's dive on into the top 10 anime that hook you up from the get-go. To start off, we have Yozakura Quartet, Hana no Uta. Now, if you don't like anime with a long, boring speech at the start of the show, you're in the right spot, because this show doesn't open with exposition. It opens with a telekinetic clothesline through a building, and a hot mayor who can summon spirits, in a world where humans and yokai live side by side. Barely. From frame 1, the animation is stylish. Slick direction, smooth cuts, and the sound design that pops. But the problem is, this show doesn't explain itself. It just moves. The writing is a bit lacking and some important moments feel bland. But to be honest, this show still feels pretty fun and enjoyable, and overall offers a great time. Then at number 9, we have Shaman King. Now, I don't know about you, but I love anything that has ghosts in it. And this anime absolutely capitalized on that part, so Shaman King wastes zero time. From the first episode, it hits you with a cemetery hangout, a chill guy talking to ghosts like it's a Tuesday. In a world where shamans battle by merging with ghosts to harness supernatural powers, the main character isn't your typical hot-blooded shonen lead. He's laid back, quiet, and casually overpowered when he merges with the soul of a legendary samurai. And if all that wasn't cool enough, the main character enters the Shaman Fight, a tournament to crown the next Shaman King, one who can reshape the world. And the hook isn't just battles, it's the vibe. That mix of ancient mysticism and this much aura farming is unmatched. And this anime seamlessly mixes humor, action, and mysticism with classic shonen energy and a killer soundtrack. So if you want something that's totally badass and will hook you right from the get-go, give this show a try, especially if you have a thing for mystical stuff. Next at number 8, we have Karakuri Circus. So this is a circus where the clowns are puppets, the puppets are killers, and emotional damage is the main act. The first episode of Karakuri Circus throws you into a kidnapping, a mysterious bodyguard, and a woman controlling a literal war puppet. No explanations, no warm-up, just instant circus-themed chaos and a ton of emotional weight. Although I did enjoy the anime, there are still some pretty big issues with it. First off, the pacing is literally horrendous. It introduces so many interesting concepts, but breezes by so fast that you'll miss a whole plot point even if you blink. If you thought Lord of Mysteries had pacing issues, check this out. You'll rethink your life choices, and if you compare the show to the actual manga, it really is a bad adaptation of the source material. But by no means am I trying to say this is bad. It's entertaining and keeps you engaged throughout the show, but it had way more potential than that. So it's good, it just leaves a lot to be desired. Then at number 7, we have Ushio and Tora. Now if you put Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, and JJK all in a blender, what'll come out is this action-packed junk food. This show literally opens with a kid pulling a massive spear out of a demon that's been pinned down for 500 years. And it never slows down from there. This anime wastes no time and kicks into gear immediately. Ancient relic, dangerous beast, sudden powers, and a reluctant team-up between a hot-headed middle schooler and a murderous demon with hair like Goku's evil twin. Visually, it has that gritty late 90s style updated with just enough modern polish, and the monster designs are just pure nightmare fuel. It's dark, it's thrilling, and it's a really fun watch. So overall, if you love action, this show will hook you up from the very start and will continuously deliver throughout the show. After that, at number 6, we have The Law of Ueki. Now this one is a bit controversial, mainly because I've seen a lot of people online saying the beginning of the show is just plain weak. But for me, it was everything but. In the first 5 minutes of the show, a middle school kid turns garbage into trees during a fist fight. And that's not even the weirdest part. The Law of Ueki slaps you with a straight-up tournament arc premise right out of the gate. Celestial beings are picking champions to compete for the title of God, and each human gets a random absurd power. It's a creative, fast-paced blend of morality, comedy, and weirdly brilliant power mechanics. And the characters are genuinely awesome, because if you thought the main character's power of turning trash into trees was dumb, wait till you see him stomping guys with fire breath, X-ray vision, and invisibility. And the anime is surprisingly brutal because the main character suffers. Like, he loses fingers, breaks bones, and still throws hands for justice like he's the cousin of Gon or Luffy. So if you're in for some insane level fights and a genuinely good watch, this one's for you. Next up at number 5, we have Undead Unluck. Now someone in the creative meeting room decided to ask how weird can you make a depressing anime? And the writer of this show just simply said yes. This anime doesn't walk, it explodes into your face. The main girl is literally cursed, so anyone who touches her dies, in the most outrageous ways possible. And what does episode 1 do? It has her get tackled by a naked immortal man who wants to die via her unlucky power. If that's not a hook, nothing is. Undead Unluck slams you with energy from dialogue to direction. It's fast, violent, and unapologetically weird. Think Chainsaw Man meets JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Powers that are absurd on paper but horrifying in execution, and the power system is just wild. Negators versus regulators. The tone is whiplash in the best way, and chemistry between the two leads is unhinged and just perfect. So do me a favor and watch this show like right now, because you folks have been sleeping on this one for far too long. And at number 4, we have The Gray Man. Set in a dark, gothic world teetering between hope and despair, this show follows a man who's not gray, but an exorcist wielding a cursed eye and a weaponized arm. He and his allies fight to protect humanity while uncovering hidden truths about themselves and the escalating holy war. Rich in atmosphere, moral complexity, and emotional stakes, the series blends Fullmetal Alchemist's depth with Bleach's supernatural combat. This show just doesn't start fast, it sprints. It's Lord of Mysteries on steroids. Episode 1 gives you tragedy, world building, and demonic showdown in under 20 minutes, and it's sick. The gothic horror aesthetic grabs you by the collar. The Black Order, the Innocence weapon system, the tortured characters, they all hit fast and hit hard. Within a few episodes, you're neck deep in lore and morally wrecked from the emotional damage this show dishes out like candy. And you don't get to dip your toes into the show, you get pulled into a holy war with no time to breathe. After that, at the 3rd spot of today's list, we have Hikaru no Go. Now, I know it sounds boring about how a kid finds an old Go board and gets haunted by a ghost who was once a Go master, but here's the fact. This show is everything but boring. It's electric. The show follows the journey of someone who doesn't have any interest in the game, but then ends up being trained by a ghost. And finally, his talent awakens as he grows obsessed with being a famous Go prodigy. What begins as a reluctant haunting turns into a powerful journey of growth, rivalry, and self-discovery. Despite being centered on a board game, Hikaru no Go delivers intense emotion and personal stakes worthy of any sports anime. And although I put it in this list, this anime does take a couple of episodes to completely hook you up. Even if you've never touched a Go piece in your life, the pacing, the stakes, the emotional weight, all of it just slaps like a top-tier Haikyuu match. So if you like mind games and want to watch something different and have some fun, give this show a shot. And at the 2nd spot of today's list, we have Silver Spoon. Now, a lot of you trash heads would just look at this premise and say that this should be boring. I mean, well, it's an agriculture school. It's about freaking cows and chickens. I mean, who on God's green earth would actually enjoy this? Me! I would enjoy this! And you would too! Silver Spoon grabs you instantly, not with hype, but with helplessness. So the main character, a city kid with big test scores and no idea who he is, ends up at a rural farm school just to escape the pressure cooker that is his home life. One episode in, and you're laughing at pig jokes while also quietly spiraling into a crisis about your future. And the thing that hooks you here isn't drama or action, it's realism, which is served completely raw. The farming is legit, the struggles are personal, and the classmates are weird, driven, and grounded. One wants to take over her family's dairy farm, one wants to be a vet, and the main character just wants to survive the morning chores. It's subtle, but sharp, and a really enjoyable watch, so take a break from all those edgy shows you've been watching recently and just give this one a shot. But at the top spot of today's list, we have Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad. Now, this show is different from your typical perky, funny, energetic sort of high school shows. The first few minutes of Beck tells you everything. An awkward teenager, a dead-end routine, no passion, and then a run-in with a guy saving a beat-up dog. And just like that, music hits. The underground band world opens up. The main character is hooked, and so are we. The energy here is pure, raw youth, self-doubt, and the kind of dream chasing that burns like a live wire. The moment the main character touches a guitar, you know you're about to watch a full transformation. The animation doesn't flex hard, but the storytelling? Sharp, honest, and real. Within one episode, you're already rooting for a kid who doesn't even know what his dream is yet. And although it does have some flaws in terms of characterization and pacing, it is definitely a fun and enjoyable watch. Well, that was the list for today, guys. If you made it this far, please be sure to comment down below on which anime you think should have been on this list. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.